Hello, everyone, and welcome to this AMA session, Ask Me Anything for the SourceLess blockchain community. We are delighted you are with us, and we're going to take a couple of minutes here and go through the main questions that you guys have brought to our attention or are bringing to our attention, either through Telegram groups or through Twitter or in different ways. So, without further ado, let's dig in to what you guys want to find out and know about us. The first question that came up was, could you please introduce yourself and Sourceless in detail? So let me start with this. Sourceless is a hybrid private and public blockchain based ecosystem. Okay, it's not a token, it's an ecosystem. Our blockchain is based on the zero knowledge snark technology, having as the most important feature 1 megabyte quantity required for a full validation node, contrary to others which have like 1 terabyte. We have 1 megabyte quantity required for a validation node. We are also developing A.R.E.S, which is our own native programming language. It is similar but a lot more complex than Solidity, a lot more functions. We'll come back to this later. In our ecosystem, in what we're doing, we have three major points. We have the WNFTs, Str.Domains, the DLT, distributed ledger technology, and the blockchain itself. For all our ecosystem, we obtained a USA provisional patent in January 2022, and we will also be 2022 ISO compliant. Those are the major features of our sourceless ecosystem, which is built on features such as a Web3 dedicated browser. We're building a browser, it's almost done. The browser will be a gateway access for the sourceless ecosystem connecting the STR domains. Sourceless is a revolutionary technology that uses distributed ledger technology, peer-to-peer connections, and STR domains as the account identifier to connect every human and every existing blockchain in a Web3 platform, creating the first worldwide blockchain under the Sourceless platform. You can find our latest technology white paper in our website at sourceless.io. Again, as I mentioned earlier, we got a provisional software patent license granted on January 5th, 2022. The ecosystem on which Sourceless is based on will not permit the execution of any malware or computer viruses. Based on blockchain characteristics proof, blockchain identity will not permit any type of bad intentions on the internet, and the digital identity will be white labeled by the KYC, Know Your Client, and the AML, Anti-Money Laundering. It will not permit identity theft. Thus, the information will be protected by the blockchain and the DLT, peer-to-peer, in networking with a 256-bit encryption from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0. We at Sourceless are working on creating the worldwide blockchain. We're talking here about the combination of IoT, the Internet of Things, DLT, distributed ledger technology, P2P, peer-to-peer connections, STR domains, the Web3, BNS, which is the blockchain name services, WWB, the worldwide blockchain, of course, and AI, artificial intelligence. The worldwide blockchain is an information system where documents and other web resources are incorruptible through an end-to-end encryption identified by a sourceless domain, domains such as str.Emanuel, str.Audi, str.Bugatti, whatever, and are accessible. The resources are accessible on the internet using the Sourceless platform. Web 3.0 resources are transferred via distributed ledger technology and peer-to-peer technology and can be accessed by users through a software application called the Sourceless platform. The worldwide blockchain is not equivalent to the internet, which preceded the web in one form or another more than 2 decades ago and is based on associated technologies. You will find more detailed info about Sourceless and our features in the white paper. So that's pretty much about the first question, guys. Now, moving on to the second question, what's the motivation for starting the Sourceless project? Now, as far as we're concerned, the best way to move forward from a technology point of view, for sure, is the blockchain, and we're in the blockchain era, because all the benefits should be for the community and for the end user. Since the start of the web as we know it, there are a few large points that are touched by real innovation. Later, we will touch on the partnerships we have so far. But for now, let's start with a famous quote by Tim Berners-Lee, and he says, quote, "We must recognize internet access as a basic right, and we must work to make sure all young people can connect to a web that gives them the power to shape their world." In terms of our partners, last year, we at the SourceLess blockchain started a collaboration and partnership with the IOHR. This is an international nonprofit organization which promotes and defends the rights and fundamental freedoms under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In fact, the 30 articles on which the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is based on are inscribed in the source code of the SourceLess blockchain. We want these moral laws, these articles of the Declaration, to be a new start for the new Web3, Web 3.0, where we can be and feel safe from all points of view, especially when it comes to our human rights. We would really like to add more articles to these fundamental human rights laws to adapt them to the blockchain area. We also have an open, ongoing discussions with the Venus Project, a project where SourceLess has been involved for many years. The Venus Project is a nonprofit organization that presents a new socio-economic model utilizing science and technology towards social betterment to achieve a sustainable civilization of abundance for all. Now, it is a sensitive topic to address, especially when it comes to resource-based ecosystem like TVP, where the monetary system is an interference. But we must understand that any change involves a time of transition, so we must adapt in order to carry on what we want to accomplish. SourceLess blockchain comes with a complete system. We're not just a simple crypto token used for transactions. We need to understand the usefulness of the components one at a time without haste in order to understand the complete system we are developing. By the system, I mean mostly the SourceLess platform. So moving on, guys, another question that we got is, could you share a little bit about security and what benefits do you have so that you incentivize users to choose your platform? Why would somebody choose your platform? And that's a very good question. So we at SourceLess, we try to create a bulletproof ecosystem by not fighting any kind of malware. We are designing the ecosystem to identify any malware that is possible to be rejected by the blockchain itself through our SDR name, WNFT, that will act as a security certificate. We think that a new browser, having as a guardian the blockchain itself, will offer us more than a military-grade protection for any of our users. And because of that, we think that any new user wants to be protected and feel safe in the online environment from any kind of attacks, malware, fake identities, identity thefts, ransomware, and also have a certified access in all of the online world. The security system uses the SourceLess platform, and by fully integrating companies into the platform, SourceLess solves all current cybersecurity problems for these companies, covering an entire spectrum such as application security, cloud security, data security, identity access management, infrastructure protection, integrated risk management, network security equipment, other information security software, security services, consumer security software. We have more case studies that you could find in our white paper. Please take a look. Because of all that I just mentioned, individuals and companies have a lot of reasons to adopt our ecosystem. Okay, the fourth questions we got was about the roadmap. A few things about the roadmap and targets of the project. So we're very close to making our technology public. We are looking at an alpha version of the browser very soon. And in Q2, Q3, we will migrate from Binance Smart Chain, BSC, to our native cryptocurrency, the STR token, and get into the beta testing phase with the public access. So we're looking at one day IDO that we could have. And also, we are about to announce 7 exchanges with whom we have signed the contract. These exchanges are in the top 50, and we'll make them public soon. Also in Q2, we will announce our partners from large corporations to football teams, also sports, other sports, and even some financial institutions with whom we are negotiating as we discussed. For more information, please go on sourceless.io. Okay, that's a little bit about the future steps and what's coming. Another question was about the role of the token in the ecosystem and a little bit about the tokenomics. So let's dig into that. The sourceless token has the most important role due to its utility as governance of our ecosystem, and also as the main fuel for the BNS, blockchain name services, in which each STR domain will have a lifetime blocked quantity of STR tokens. Okay? Each domain will have a lifetime blocked quantity. That's important. For personal use, there will be around 1,000 STR tokens blocked. For businesses, around 10,000. Again, this is subject to change depending on the token price. That will reflect the whole quantity of 42 billion tokens that will be locked inside the STR domains. Only for domain registration, which is about 66.6% from the entire quantity of tokens will be blocked for the STR domains. The liquidity pools we will provide are slightly different than any other crypto projects because we don't have the regular fees of other crypto projects. Every user in our ecosystem will have a 1 node, 1 megabyte inside his wallet that will act as a validator and thus 0 fees necessary. The liquidity pools will be created on our blockchain as categories and subcategories, and we will have some liquidity pools blocked for life. For categories, the main categories, there will be a minimum of 100 ETH and 10 million STR tokens. And for subcategories, there will be around 50 ETH and 5 million STR tokens minimum. There are around 40 categories and around 270 subcategories in this area. All of that will create one kind of a liquidity in the entire crypto world, one of a kind, and will provide a true community-oriented DAO. Sourceless STR is a deflationary cryptocurrency as it decreases market supply as time passes. This factor implies that users of the team in the project, of the team involved in the project, will participate in activities that reduce the supply of the coin on the blockchain. The way Sourceless blockchain is going to do this is by locking in the coins through a smart contract with which the STR domains and the Sourceless platform are purchased. The uniqueness of an STR domain will confer maximum value to any domain with the potential to grow any business by adding real value. Okay, so let's move on now to the next segment, which are the 2 Twitter community questions. We got some questions over there. Let's see what we have here. I saw that in the European Blockchain Observatory audit, Ccoin Network appears there. What does that mean? The Ccoin appears in the European Blockchain Observatory audit. This is correct. So our old name on which we started building and designing the blockchain was Ccoin Network. Ccoin became our financial core in which there will also be 0 fees. And recently we have done a development and rebranding for this blockchain into what became the Sourceless blockchain today. On November 20th, 2020, the European Blockchain Observatory, a non-affiliated, non-commercial entity pertaining to the European Commission, chose us as the first promising blockchain in Romania. Okay, the next question was about A.R.E.S. What is A.R.E.S? That's a good question. I mentioned this in the beginning, and I said we'll come back to this later. A.R.E.S is a software-based smart contract in the Sourceless ecosystem. We said it is more complex than Solidity because it has more functions. This will govern the entire behavior of the Sourceless components. A.R.E.S will help implement smart contracts in regular computer-based software and facilitate the governance of account tokenization. A.R.E.S has over 900 predefined functions and rules influenced by Python, Java, Golang, designed to interact with all working components nodes. Using A.R.E.S, anyone can create contracts for uses such as the voting process, crowdfunding, auctions, and multi-signature wallets. What does WNFT mean? What utility do they have? Can you use it like an NFT? WNFTs are blockchain addresses, STR domain property proofs, a white label identity card, and the personal key to the sourceless ecosystem. Why should I use STR domains? That is a good question. STR domains represent lifetime property with the sourceless blockchain ecosystem. It allows you to access the new web, the WWB worldwide blockchain, through the sourceless platform. STR domains will be used as an alternative to the regular ICANN domains .com, .net, .org, .biz. SourceLess supports education, by the way, which is why we offer the platform and the OFC STR domains with all its accessories as a pro bono to NGOs, sports clubs, schools, universities, because SourceLess is about community and is about helping others. Do you also have staking? That's a good question. We were sure it's going to come up. So the staking is a concept, as people are used to it so far in the crypto world, looks very different in our ecosystem. Staking is in SourceLess is related to the categories and subcategory mentioned earlier. The categories and the subcategories. Anyone can join and create a liquidity pair with an STR token inside the category or the subcategory chosen, and it will receive a percentage for each domain that will be purchased under the category that the person deposited the money. So for a category, you will have a 40% share in the category pool, fixed APR, and for a subcategory, you will have a 20%, same fixed APR. One main difference is that your share, your percentage, will be available instantly once the particular domain is purchased. For example, if you staked in the category called auto, right? And a subdomain called str.bmw, let's say str.audi, is purchased, you get paid instantly. So once you dip into a category, you get paid for a subcategory that is purchased. That's how the staking will look like, which is very unique in the crypto world. What about partnerships and collaborations? Just a few things here that we have in terms of partnerships. We mentioned earlier IOHR, International Organization of Human Rights. We're also very proud to have a deal with the soccer club, the football club Farul Constanța in Romania, which is owned by the famous international Gică Hagi, the most known football player in Romania. We are in partnership with Formwealth Institute, Formwealth AI. We just have to sign the papers. We're also talking very close to signing the papers with the Thomas Bata University in Zlin and the Ovidius University in Romania. We're also in partnership with Commodity. You're going to be seeing a lot of SourceLess and Commodity together, a project launch on the SourceLess Launchpad. Also, we're very proud to have a contract signed and a deal with Wealth Bank, also with Pluspoint Energy, WS Consulting, plus 70 other companies in the field of banking, insurance, auto, and mining. So we got some good things going on there. Do you also have audit certificates? Is another question we got about the auditing certificates to make us more secure and reliable. So this is an important question for any project. We're discussing about it with Certic, but there will be a challenge with later certification with one-of-a-kind blockchain. But we will try to find the best and safest solution for us. It is very important to have a top auditing company for all our systems, especially since our major feature represents safety in the online world for our users throughout our ecosystem. What about ambassadors? Do you have an ambassador program? That's people are asking about that. Yes, we do have an ambassador program. We have some ambassadors that are already occupied the positions here in Europe, but we will go international starting March, April second quarter, we're gonna open registrations for the ambassador program internationally, so we can tap into that when that comes along. Here's an interesting question: which do you think is more important, the community, the investors, or the token price? And so, look, first and foremost, we value the community because we are aware that a strong community supports any crypto project. Second, of course, we value the sourceless technology. And last but not least, we value the token because we want to under-promise and over-deliver. The price will follow when we keep our priorities straight and all the things are properly done. So, guys, this is it. Just a little bit about us. Thank you so much for watching, and we welcome your questions, and please interact with us. Join our Telegram groups. Look for us on Twitter, and thank you for taking time to watch this. Have a wonderful day.